Hello, beautiful warriors, and welcome to episode 1 of my Magical Girl action RPG game devlog. So since this is episode 1, we're just going to talk about fundamentals of this game that I'm working on. And I grew up during the era of 3D platformers. Mario 64, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, stuff like that. And in my opinion, it should be fun just to move the character around. Like, not even gameplay, no encounter design, no combat, no anything. Just walking around in circles should be fun. Just moving the character should be fun. So, there's a lot of different inspirations I'm taking from when it comes to character movement. And obviously, one of the best uh, examples of just being fun to move around is all the 3D Mario games, right? So, I had played a few of them, or replayed through Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Odyssey just to see how the movement felt. And Mario more or less has the same basic movement in every game. You know, he has his triple jump, his side flips, um, his dive move. Um, And so, like, just those core movements, um, verbs, I definitely want to take inspiration from. And one of the most fun things I have doing in Mario games is just doing the side flips. And so I wanted to incorporate that in this game, which I have working now. And I think just going back and forth like this is really fun. And I actually had not planned this out because in the Mario games you can only do one side flip land, and I had actually already set up a double jump prior, and this is just kind of a nice emergent thing that I hadn't planned is that you can now double flip in midair, which I think is super fun. I really just like doing it back and forth. Um, So Mario games also, like as I was doing that, I realized I wanted to spin the stick like 360 degrees and have a move because in Mario Sunshine, when you do that, he does like a flies up really high and does like a spin move. And I kind of wanted to try that out. So now if you spin the stick really fast, she does a spin move and um, lands really quickly. Yeah. It's a little finicky. I gotta polish up the inputs for it. You gotta do it pretty fast to get it working. But just carrying over, I realized playing through the Mario games that one of the core things is preserving your momentum and having very precise control over your momentum. So with Mario games, you can either preserve your momentum as much as you want and increase your momentum, or you have tools to completely stop your momentum on the spot. So that's kind of what I realized that is really important when it comes to movement. So I started developing that a bit. So you can see, like, that's kind of the idea behind the spin move and the flips. So um, there's also other inspiration I'm taking other examples I'm taking inspiration from. And one of the things I liked most from Nier Automata was the fact that when you did a dash or a dodge, after a certain amount, and you kept running afterwards, after a certain amount of time, your speed gradually kept increasing. And so I've added that as well. So if you just hit the dodge button, and then you can see her speed gradually increases till she's moving really fast, and then if you like kind of turn or stop, it goes back to the default speed. So that was just like a very subtle thing in Nier Automata that I really liked a lot, so I definitely wanted to keep that. um, and then just if you want just immediately killing that momentum and then going back like that, you can preserve your momentum. And I think that is really important in terms of just making the character feel really fun to move around. And then she has her spin move, which it's kind of difficult to cancel into the spin move right now. That's definitely something I need to work on. Um, but canceling into the side flips, very, very fun. I also have it set up so that you can ideally cancel into either the side flip or the spin uppercut move at any point during a combo. But like I said, the canceling isn't quite, it's a little finicky right now. So it's a little difficult to do. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Looks like I have some of the wrong effects attached to this. So, see, combo into the spin move. There we go. And then we can combo, ideally can combo into the side flip. And out of the side flip, we also have, you can combo out of the side flip into new combos. And that's another thing too I was looking into on Nier Automata and Bayonetta and DMC, is that out of all the movement, that your movement should also um, have combat applications. So if we go over here to my enemies, you can see my side flip actually does damage. Oop, I accidentally did the spin. Come on. There we go. Side flip. Side flip actually does damage to enemies. A little finicky right now. The controls are definitely something I'm going to have to keep iterating on. There we go. Yeah, see, it knocks down the enemies now. If you get the side flip, I think I'm going to increase the collision on the side flip. There we go. Or like the hitbox for it, because right now you have to be pretty precise to get it to actually hit. And you can also combo out of the side flip. I'm definitely going to cover combos probably in the next video. I have a really fun combo system that I'm pretty happy with. So we have her dash move, we have the spin move. She has access to more moves when she's in her transformed mode. For instance, she can fly, so you can transition from the side flip into her flying mode. You can also, if you do the dash and jump, jump and then dash, she immediately goes into her flight mode as well. And then you can just jump and click the fly button. So I'm also taking inspiration. One of the movement options I want is from the 3D Sonic platformers. I really like the homing attack. I feel like that has a good rhythm to it in terms of gameplay. And so right now I just have the basic functionality in. You see she just kind of, if you press the dash or dodge button while in midair, and if there's an enemy nearby, right now she just kind of lerps to the enemy. Definitely gonna have to spend some time to make that actually feel, get the game feel of that feeling good. And ideally you should be able to cancel from any movement mode into any other movement mode. So dashing. So kind of difficult right now because the reading the inputs for like spinning the stick or moving the stick back and forth really quickly is kind of difficult to do. It took me a while to figure out because there's a lot of different ways to do it, but a lot of them are very inefficient. Like trying to avoid doing things on tick or every frame is really important because that'll kill the performance of the game. So I'm not, so she also, so we have like a ground pound move as well. So that's very, right now that's just, you can only do that mid combo, that ground pound move. Right now it's like a combo ender, um, right there. But much like the spin move, I want to have that as a just something you can do at any time to just to control your momentum and your just have more precise control over your movement. Let's see what else. So yeah, I think that's kind of it in terms of movement from now. So movement options I feel like are really important, and they should, like I said before, have combat applications as well. And they should just feel very fluid. Um, so it's definitely something that's I'm going to be iterating on the entire process because you never that's something that takes a really long time to get feeling really fun. And I feel like I have a very solid foundation right now. You can see like it's despite how unpolished the controls are, it's still pretty fluid. You can go, for instance, like side flip into, let's see, side flip, eh, yeah, finish controls, side flip, come on, side flip, let's see, into dash, into spin move. So just getting those movements to flow together in a very synchronized way, I feel like is going to make a big difference in terms of like the actual game feel. And just changing, acceleration, speeds, like maximum acceleration, friction movement, stuff like that. Like how high you can jump, how high you can fly, the speed of different actions, the speed of animations, animation transitions. It's all going to make a very big difference to how the movement feels. So I feel like I have a pretty solid foundation. I know where I want to go with it. And then once I get the movement feeling a little less janky, because right now I'd say it's a good 65, 70% in terms of controls. There's luckily none of the animations are breaking. Um, but you can see there's still some areas where I can't really cancel exactly into what I want. So just animation canceling, that's going to make a pretty big difference too. You can see if I go from dash to and then I just lose my momentum if I'm going from dash. And then I do have one dash attack, but that doesn't actually combo into anything right now. So you see if I do dash attack and then just regular attack, completely kills your momentum. So finding ways to kind of implement that rhythm between movement and attacking, I feel like is very important. But I want to get the movement modes feeling good first and the animation transitions as well. You can see if I go from side flip to fly, she kind of goes into an idle animation, then goes into flying animation. So getting a transition there feeling good is going to make a huge difference. And then getting, you see, I can't really do an air dash right now. So setting up um, good feeling for the air dash is going to make a big difference as well. Um, Also looking at the other character action games like Bayonetta, Nier, DMC, they have different functions, the buttons behave differently depending on if you just press them or hold them. So right now I do have a bit of that where uh, she has a launcher move on her heavy attacks. Let's see if I get a heavier attack on here. There we go. So she has a launcher move, launches the enemy in the air just by pressing it. Uh, it, it. And then if you hold the button, she actually follows them up. Got to change the hitboxes a bit so this actually, yeah. And then she follows them up. So there's similar things like to that, like also for instance, Bayonetta when you spin the stick. So I have it. So you do the jump move, but in Bayonetta she gets like a AoE sort of gun attack where you can keep tapping the button and it keeps firing, which I think is really fun. So I think I might want to do something similar to that because right now this is her spin attack is mostly just for movement. So having another spin function on a different button that has more of an AoE sort of functionality, I think would be very fun too. And getting that sonic homing attack feeling good, that's definitely something I want to spend some time on because I feel like having that level of air momentum, keeping air momentum like that, I think is going to make a very big difference. But I think that's it in terms of movement for now. So I go back to work after the holiday vacation on Monday. So I might not have as much time within to be able to post updates as frequently. I know I posted stuff the last couple days, but that was mostly just setting up like an introduction and then showing off what I have so far. I think my next and one of the next big things I need to do is set up a lock-on camera, like a proper lock-on camera, because right now the one I have is very janky. You can see it like really does not behave the way like in a very yeah, it's just not behaving in a well at all. Um, so that's definitely something I need to work on is the lock-on camera. And then once I have a pretty good feeling lock-on camera, I think honestly, I'm not even sure. I might just have a soft lock-on, like not a hard lock-on, because that might actually feel better with it'll give you more camera control. So that might feel better. I'm gonna have to experiment with the camera. Um, Let's see. And then after that, I definitely want to show off my combat system because I'm pretty happy with how I set it up. It's a very scalable system and very customizable. I used to teach game dev stuff, like a game dev course, and it was mostly like animation focused. And one of the and I had set up um I had taught like how to do like a basic like light heavy combo, which is fine, like kind of a Dark Souls style thing, um like a very simple combo system. But when it comes to something like a character action game like Nier, Bayonetta, etc., you really want to have like a lot of different combo routes. So finding a system that was scalable and like easy to implement um, I feel like was very important, and I'm pretty happy with where I ended up. So, um, yeah, like I said, probably won't be able to work on it as frequently now that I'm going back to work. Um, but I hopefully I can work on it at least consistently, if not as frequently. And then I'll try to post updates at least once a month, I think. Um, Yeah, so that's what I want to get done is the very core movement and the very core combat. And then once that's in, we can actually start getting in enemy AI and start doing really basic like combat rooms just to test it out. And so I think that's where I want to leave it for now. So see you next time.
I will right wrongs and triumph over evil Knievel's, and that means you! Stage hog! I pedal like a complete madwoman and you grab the opening speech.
We didn't have an hour to wait for you to try and catch your breath.